Hi, everybody. Welcome to Unapologetically Desi. This is our fourth episode. I hope you've had the chance to listen to the first three. And if you haven't, please do so and please subscribe. And I hope you can enjoy this episode. I am Mala.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aisha.
Hello, I'm Ghazala.
And the three of us are part of Unapologetically Desi. Just to refresh our memories from the past episode, we talked about abundance the last time and the abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset. And we talked about how we are becoming aware of our own thoughts and our thought process. So in this podcast, I think we want to reflect and explore the tools that we can use to become aware of our thought process and recognize the patterns our thoughts go in, because there usually is a pattern in which we go round and round. And also that if we want to change something, I think the awareness that it can bring is very necessary to change. So I thought that that's what we will talk about today.
Nice. I will go ahead. So we talked about abundance and mindset and scarcity mindset. That brings us to the conversation. And again, I want to emphasize with everybody that these are just conversations that we are having with each other. We are no experts. And our hope from our conversations is that it might stir a conversation that you can have with yourself. That is our main goal. And to improve if there is need for improvement for yourself. So self-awareness, with self-awareness comes self-reflection. Everything that we feel, desire, want, and achieve comes from the simple act of thinking. So if everything is created by a thought, then where we are today in our lives, we need to take full responsibility of it. We as an I need to take responsibility of where I am in my life. If thoughts are important and thoughts create our feelings, from our feelings are cultivated our belief systems, and that germinates into the actions and reactions we have to life. And that ultimately, I believe, becomes our reality. So if you or I are not happy with the reality we are living in today, then what is it that we need to do to make that shift? Is it our thought pattern that we need to change? If we have too many negative thoughts in our minds, can we replace them by positive thoughts? Can we close the chatter in my mind, in your mind, in all of our minds, and make a change to a positive thought process?
Wow. So I think one of the things that we maybe want to reflect on how we came to this place of self-awareness, self-reflection. We started off, Mala, you remember, and Aisha, will recall, when we started our first episode, we talked about, it just started with home and what constitutes of home. Right? And what do we believe home is and how we want to create a home. And maybe some people are able to successfully and some people aren't, and what needs to change. And from there, we kind of went to the next topic, and it kind of just happened from one conversation to the other, right? That we talked about what you seek is seeking you.
Right.
For something that Aisha had come across a word, and then we talked about that. And from that conversation came, the law of attraction, how do you attract, what you seek is seeking you. If you are unhappy, then unhappiness comes your way. If you think you are unhappy, or you are unhappy because you're thinking of all the bad things that have happened. So we talked about what you seek is seeking you. From there came about, how do you invite abundance in your life? And how can you move from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset? And that is the conversation we are having today, right? That how do you move from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, and what tools would you need to do that? I mean, so one of the things that Aisha, you mentioned, the narrative and the chatter you have in your mind, and all of us are constantly, there is a story that we tell ourselves, and the story is a true, that is what we think, what we know ourselves to be, right? And our circumstances to be. And is it because we've told that story that many times that, that story is us then? But can we change that story? So that, and the language we use for that story. So if you go back and think about what is it, if I think I have had bad luck, then my brain is going to find evidence for that bad luck.
So you have to prove yourself, right?
Right? My brain has to prove that I'm right. When I think, if I think I've had bad luck my entire life, bad luck follows me. If I think, then my brain will find all the reasons and all the evidences for it. And that things would have happened in your life, which you think were negative, right? Then it'll prove it. So your brain it'll find the evidence. But if you change that narrative and you say, no, I've had good luck also, right? And I have all these patterns of good luck, and that is my past and my present, and then your brain will find evidence for all your good luck.
So then it also comes down to, I think, again, your thoughts. And if your thoughts are vibrations, and then vibrations are energy. And if you give feeling to that energy, where there are endless opportunities, and if every possible thing is possible, right? Every possibility exists, right? Then if you are on the right frequency, can you tap into that and make that your reality? Can you make that your reality?
Then it becomes law of attraction, right? It is if you are positive, you attract positive. If you are negative, you will attract negative. But in very difficult situations, right? You had like illness, and you have had like death in your family, so or some really terrible thing has happened, you lost all your money. Is it possible to be still positive in the bigger picture? You need to deal with what needs to be dealt with at that moment.
Right.
You need to take care of what needs to be taken care of that moment. But in the bigger picture is in the sense that the trust that things will become all right. And so that journey of that difficult path that you are on at that moment becomes easier, because you have that trust. But we're going back, we're moving away from our topic. Self-awareness, Right. How do you change the chatter? How do you change the language?
So go ahead.
So before we go anywhere, Aisha, I want to unpack what you had said, actually.
Okay.
Started. Can you read that little paragraph again? Thoughts, emotions, and where you said thoughts and emotions are kind of go hand in hand.
From your thoughts, feelings are created, right? From that, you germinate your belief system that cultivates into your actions and reactions, and that becomes your reality.
Right. I just want to point out that that's very important. So I'm just going to unpack it. From thoughts, your feelings are created. And sometimes it's the other way around also. From the feelings, our thoughts are created as well. Mm-hmm. So if I'm feeling sad, for example, my thoughts are going to go towards, nothing ever happens, nothing good ever happens to me, or this is going to fail, or I am going to fail, because the feeling is that. Or how when you start feeling anxious, something is going to go wrong. That's the anxiety which creates. So it's kind of bi-directional at times.
True.
Thoughts and the feelings go hand in hand. And then there's that action that you said.
So while I was talking about like the chatter in my mind or our minds, which pulls us towards the negative, right? I wrote down some questions for myself, and then I'm going to pose those questions to you guys and to anybody and everybody who's listening. And that might ignite some thoughts for us to self-reflect on. Ask yourself, who is in control of my mind? Or does it just run on auto because of past experiences? Ask yourself, is it okay to make room for all the good the universe has to offer? Ask yourself, what thoughts am I allowing myself to sleep with today? Ask yourself, what am I worthy of? And I think that's very important because we don't think we are worthy of good things. Ask yourself, can I allow myself to change the narrative of my story?
Right.
Ask yourself, what are my blind spots? Ask yourself, do I self-sabotage? Ask yourself, is this thought serving me well? So maybe if we really focus on each thought, and obviously it takes a lot of self-reflecting. When you are in a bad situation, it's not easy to think positive, but can we replace simple words and our language so that we can feel better even when we are going through the worst parts of our lives?
I think you should go through those questions again. I think you went very quickly. By the time I was thinking of the first one, you had gone through.
Okay.
Wonderful questions, by the way.
That's a lot of questions, though. I don't. Ask yourself, who is controlling my mind, or does it just run on auto? Ask yourself, is it okay to make room for all the good the universe has to offer? Ask yourself, what thoughts am I allowing myself to sleep with? Ask yourself, what am I worthy of? Ask yourself, can I allow myself to change the narrative of my story? Ask yourself, what are my blind spots? Ask yourself, do I self-sabotage? Ask yourself, is this thought serving me?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Okay, and these are the tools one would need, right? Or I would want to. So of all those tools, I think the most all the questions you've asked, Aisha, right? I think the most important for me would be, am I self-worthy?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think so too.
For me, yeah, okay, I'm telling myself, right? Mm-hmm. The what, and of course, what was the one with the universe? Are you ready?
Ask yourself, is it okay to make room for all the good the universe has to offer?
Right. I think self-worth. And I think this is something that we kind of get conditioned also by our environment. Your teachers are telling you, your parents tell you, you tell yourself, your friends tell you, oh, these are things you can do, right? These are not something the other person is doing better, so you're not worthy. There's always that competition, right?
Right.
You have to be the first in your class. You have to be the top of everything. You have to see the other child is doing better. He's running even better than you. He's faster than you. So all the negatives that come our way, right? And then we internalize it as kids. Mm-hmm. As children, and then we grow up with this, and then we pass it on to our children, and that's something and that's an ongoing thing. Instead of saying you are worth everything, whatever you are, you're worth everything.
Yes.
You being you is enough.
That is enough. I
right.
Agree.
You being you in a complete, authentic way is enough. So you don't have to pretend to be somebody else. So I think that trying to wear everybody's shoes that are maybe bigger than your shoe, or trying to find space for yourself without knowing that there's enough space there for you to be you. I think we do not acknowledge that. And especially in our children, we don't, right? We grew up not being acknowledged in that sense, true sense. Mm-hmm. and the households that acknowledge their children, you see them flourish, you see them happier, you see them more content. Right? I think it's important there, right?
Yeah.
That abundance doesn't mean abundance of things.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that, right? Abundance means knowing that what you have is enough.
Right.
And there's more that will come to you that will expand your happiness, expand your joy, expand your well-being, right? So I think that's really important. And I think giving credit to your failures is also really important, because you are you today because of all your past.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have reached you to be this person because of your past. So if you can celebrate your failures and say, okay, this didn't work out for me, but this is what I learned from it.
Yeah.
You know,
so
this is how I've grown. And also celebrate all the people who are in your past or who you come across, whether you like them or not. You know, you are you because of all of them, right?
Yes. Yeah. They were there. They were there as teachers, right?
Right.
They were there as teachers. And have you actually said thank you to all of those people? I think that's
Even
also gratitude.
Even the people that have hurt you, I think you need to say thank you to them, because they have come and taught you a lesson, and you have become who you are because of them. And if there are limiting beliefs because of those people, we need to learn how to get rid of those limiting beliefs, right? So what we need to do is question the accuracy of our thoughts also.
Yes.
Is our thought serving us? And if that thought is not serving us, or somebody makes you feel that you're not worthy and you have started believing it, then can you let go of that thought process?
Right. Yeah, because sometimes at some point, maybe the thought did serve us, right? It's possible that some point in life it did serve a purpose, but it doesn't anymore. So maybe that also, like just like all the things that we clear off, maybe we need to declutter our thoughts as well, periodically.
So we have to self-reflect and look inwards and ask ourselves the question, what is it that is holding me back? What is it that is not serving me? And can I let go of this?
So the language, can we actually do some kind of a real exercise on how you change your language?
I wrote something down. By opening to new ways of thinking, right? Because we have learned behavior. So each of us have a simple way, one way of thinking. So we have to alter and open ourselves to different ways of thinking. And I was reading somewhere, just simply reframing the words that we choose. And this is about exercise, because this challenges me, right? I have to work out. Right? I have to work out, or I get to work out. There's a very slight shift. There's a privilege that I'm healthy enough to get to work, go and do a workout, right? So that's like a small shift in your words can shift the energy of your mood, your thought process, everything, I think.
Yeah.
So it's about limiting beliefs and your upper limit, right? That you kind of cap yourself and say, I can only do this much.
Right.
And because you've capped yourself, and then you stay within that, because it's also comfort zone, right?
It's your comfort zone, yes. Because that's all you know, and the fear of the unknown, even if it's going towards the good, is very scary.
It is.
So shifting your mind to have a lot of things. Everything I desire in this world, I can receive, but I'm scared, because what if I get everything that I deserve and desire, and can't keep it, or not,
or don't know what to do with it,
or I'm still not happy with it, and then
or you don't know what to do with it, right?
True, right?
You don't know what to do with that, right? Okay, Mala, tell me.
No, well,
what do you
I was
think?
going to go back to Aisha and ask her. To me, of all the questions, the one interesting question was, what are your blind spots? How do you find
that's a good one?
That I don't know. It's just a question I'm posing to everybody.
But you have to pose it. What is your blind spot, Aisha?
My blind spot is I've been wanting to write this book for the last 20 some years, and I have the title for it, and you know about it. And Mala knows about it also. I've talked about it, but picking up the pen and getting to it, because what if I write the book and it doesn't make it? Or
the fear.
It's the fear. It comes down to the fear, right?
Yeah.
What if, right? So if I don't do it, then I'm not competing against anybody or myself, rather. It's not even about anybody. It's about myself. So probably that's my blind spot.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that's a very interesting question. How do we come to know what our blind spots are?
Mala, what's your blind spot?
I think there are so many of them.
I'm like completely blind spots in front of me.
I know. There's a blind spot. I don't know what the blind spot is, which is a very big problem. Probably there are so many of them.
But then that is a question one should ask, and that actually leads to you don't even know what you're asking for, right? It's like we are pretty intelligent people, degrees in our hand with masters and doctorate. And even we cannot answer this question because we haven't self-reflected enough. You know, this conversation we're having it now, but I'm just saying, and we have in-depth conversation and still we can't answer. I'm thinking, what is my blind spot? I think it's about success, it's about, like, I've been wanting to write this serial and I've gone to a film school to write the script and I know I write well. And I have my 20 episodes written almost completely. All I have to go back, correct them, put them in a script form. I have the story. Everything is there. And I'm not doing it.
And you're still not doing it. So you are
I did it when I was the lowest that was my survival. Like my 2.5 drive from where Samia was and coming home was my mind, because I think I wanted, instead of the chatter and the clutter, I wanted another story, somebody else's story. So I wrote that book. Like the story, right? So that whole story was written, coming and going, and it's a complete story. And then now that I have the time,
you're not doing anything.
When I didn't have the time, I wrote it. When technically I would be thinking about it in the middle of the night, because that was my maybe survival.
So
right?
The question is, the question comes to you is that what monologue are you having with yourself? If you're having any?
Right.
Not really, not a lot. I was actually writing my thought journal and I realized that I'm the planner, I'm the worrier, not in the deep sense, but a planner worrier. Oh, here I need to solve this. No, I don't need to solve any problem. Why do I have to solve every problem? I should be solving anybody's problem. So, and that is how I'm self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
I should be worrying about, let me have the plan of writing this and getting it done. Instead of spending more time doing other thoughts which do not serve me well.
So then you need to take full responsibility, right?
I do it.
You're not.
I'm lazy.
You're not taking full responsibility.
She's admitting to it.
It's also the desire. Do I really want to do it? Or is it just like some dream?
See, but
it's a fear.
Spot, right?
It's a fear.
It's the fear, Baji.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Mala, what?
That's the blind spot you're talking about. Do I really want to do it?
Yes, right? That is a blind spot.
So take a good look at yourself. Take a good look at yourself, or take a good look at ourselves and ask ourselves the question, what part of me should I be willing to give up, which is not serving me well?
Yeah, which is holding me back.
And
the me and me. The me and me, right?
The me and me, right?
Yeah.
Let go of your old self and make room for the new self. So I came across something today
Okay, so I have an objection with that.
Okay.
What's that with what?
I don't think you should let go of your old self. I think you need to recognize it, say thank you to it. You can't let go, right? You cannot just let go of it. There's nothing. You cannot take off yourself from yourself, right? You have to acknowledge it. You have to thank it. You have to allow it to exist, because there's no way you're going to, you can change your thought process, but you cannot say, oh, there was no, you can look back and say, that was me then, and this is me now. And that then has made me come to this now. So thank you for that then.
Right. So then maybe not let go, but give it love.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Give it love, give it care.
Sympathy, whatever you want to do,
Whatever
right?
is
Acknowledgement.
needed.
The self-compassion that we talk about.
Right.
Yes, yes,
Loving kindness.
Yes, be kind to your old self also, right?
Yeah, true, right. Yeah.
Right.
So I came across a terminology, and which is very interesting. I was just researching a little bit today about what we are going to talk
Itna
about.
research करके आई है ये थोड़ा.
I know, आज बहुत research हो गया.
The questions I wrote by myself, so don't.
अच्छा, okay.
Okay. Can you be a possibilitarian? Possibilitarian.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Which means someone who believes that possibilities are limitless and they can achieve anything through thoughts and actions. So,
abundance.
Yeah.
Yes. Abundance. And then I think this is actually almost heading to us talking about the container. You are open to receiving, but do you have the container or the upper limit to receive also? And I think that's a conversation in this. We should explore that. But I think one thing we should go back, and Mala, maybe you should jump in and tell us, how do you change? Can we change? So our first question was, can we change our thought process and approach to life, and how? That was the question we are posing today, right?
All the conversation we've had up till now, I think, answers that question. That we all believe that the thought process can be changed. At least that's the impression I got talking to both of you. Am I right? That we do.
We believe, but how is the question, right?
Right. And that also.
What are actions can we take? One would be
that question. How can we do this? All these questions, I think, are very intentional questions, setting up an intention because we want to change or we want to learn how to change it, right? That's the.
So if a negative thoughts comes in my mind, I can only entertain either a positive thought or a negative thought. So that awareness, is that not true?
No, we are capable of holding both the thoughts at the same time.
So if I'm having a negative thought, then I should have enough self-awareness that this thought is not serving me and I need to replace this thought by something else, or maybe go out for a walk, or maybe writing my thoughts down in a journal. And the thoughts that don't serve me, I've done it before, is like I've written down my fears, the hurts I've had in my life.
Yeah.
I needed to get rid of them. Not even get rid of them, release them. They are a part of me, right? My hurts, my aches, my pains, they're all a part of me, right? Like Baji, you said, right? They're a part of me and they have made me who I am, but I don't want to be engulfed by them, right? Right. So I don't want to be consumed by them. Maybe that's the right word. So I wrote down all the storms of my life on paper, like that had really hurt me. Yeah. And then I burned those papers up and I said, I release my pain. And I did feel a relief, like
lighter.
I think a much, much, much lighter.
Yeah.
The stories are still there with me, but does it hurt that much? No. So writing it down on paper with pen and paper, I think makes a huge, huge difference.
True. So what you're saying is you processed it, writing it down helped you to process it. What was my thinking towards that particular event, for example, is what you are processing there.
Right.
And that enables us to close the chapter in a sense. Some people
Also,
like to keep it, but if you want to close that chapter there, you can.
I closed the chapter, burnt it, and released it. I try and forgive the people that have hurt me, and that also releases me.
Sure.
You don't forget.
No.
But forgiving is not for the other person. Forgiving is for yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you have to forgive yourself. I think that's so important, that you have to be so kind to yourself. The amount of beating we give ourselves, for making a mistake, for at that point taking the right, not the right path, or like it's any event, or it's even small things. Oh, I should have said this to them or replied this way because they made me angry and I kept quiet, and I should have done that. And there's so much of it is just criticizing ourselves. And I think that is another thing I came across, is that if you're criticizing people, if you think you're criticizing or judging people,
judgmental. Yeah.
You are judging yourself and criticizing yourself a lot, right? So in some way, it is internal. So if you are the person who you think you're taking the higher path and the higher road, so you're not. You might be actually there might be something you want to reflect on within yourself, right? If you're too judgmental, there's all, and there's so many, you find so many people who are trying to judge you, and you're like, oh my God, why? Like
let me be. Let me be.
Let me be, or you're judging them also, right? Or and then you're judging yourself also.
See, that's the automatic response. Sorry to interrupt, but that's the automatic response, because we're conditioned to be judging people, right? From a young age, we learn to judge. Oh, she's not looking nice. Oh, that dress is not looking nice on her, etc. Whatever this goes.
Yeah.
And that's very automatic.
So, Mala, what is the difference between self-reflection and overthinking? And I think it's really important to understand that.
Right. In my mind, self-reflection is intentional. There is an intent behind it that says, what are my thoughts? What is my thought pattern? Is my thought pattern catastrophic in nature, for example? Do I always expect the worst possible outcome? Do I want to change that? Am I judgmental? This was one of the conversations my husband and I had 1st of January. We said, from this day onwards, we are going to be very aware that when we judge people, we are trying not to, right?
This takes the fun away from everything.
I know it does.
Boss, kaise karenge?
Hello, I can't judge you.
No.
I'm
in your
not
mind,
here.
You cannot say, oh my God. But that's the thing, right? That's self-reflection, because there's an intention behind it. There is an awareness of my own thoughts and awareness of my own emotions and actions. Overthinking, what I think, is going over the same problem over and over again. It's like worry. It's worry. It's automatic. It happens. We become aware of it. At some point, we learned that to solve a problem, you have to think about it a lot. We learned it. And that's become a pattern in our lives sometimes, that we tend to go over the same thing. Shall I do this? Shall I do this? Shall I do this? If I do this, then this happens. What if this happens? It's kind of going round and round, and our brains, there is a particular area in our brain where this overthinking happens. So it forms a loop. So think of it as just going round and round. And I think in my mind, that is overthinking.
And so overthinking leads to anxiety?
Definitely, because you're in a state where you are starting to feel very anxious.
So if you are overthinking and your mind is going loopy, right? Round and round in the same circle.
Loopy.
Yeah.
So what is it that you need to do to snap out of it? And on snapping, I want to go back to, there's a theory that says if you need to change your thoughts and you're aware that it's a negative thought, snap your fingers. And I was like, I'll be snapping all the time. Like, hello.
Music of snapping.
Yeah.
We should put Mala to sitar and we snap as we sing negative thoughts.
But coming back to the real question is, how do you stop it?
You come back. Well, think of it as mind and body are one, right? So overthinking is happening in your mind. Your thoughts are chattering away. Come back to your body. Come back. Your body is the present, almost coming back to the present. So some of the things that you can do is to breaking the loop, drink cold water. It's a very good, effective way because you're coming back to your body.
Mala said drink water because I've had 10 glasses. 20 glasses of cold water because of my thoughts.
No.
पानी पी रहे हैं और snap कर रहे हैं. वो कुछ नहीं रहा है.
But you also said one of the first things that you said was, who is in control of your thoughts? We are. We forget that.
Right.
So when we are in control of our thoughts, and if we believe that we do have control on our thoughts, then we can stop them, change them, think about something else. If it is possible, come back to the present moment, feel the table, which is right now here. This is present, right? This is the moment. This is something solid. So one of the exercises is called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So what it says is 5 things that you can see because visual is more important. For example, if you're walking outside, right, you take a break from all the worries in your head. Look at the 5 things that you can see, identify it, name it. 4 things that you can hear. 3 things maybe you can smell, especially if you're walking outside. 2 things that you can taste, maybe 1 thing that you can probably taste. Maybe it's water you're carrying or coffee you're carrying or tea that you can taste. And just savoring that brings you back to the present. Right? And smell. So all the 5 senses of our life, touching is another one. So you can touch something, touch the sand, touch the rock if you have. So it's coming back to the present over and over again. It's that awareness that you can stop those overthinking process.
And then what kind of journaling can we do to recognize a thought pattern?
Reflective journaling is one of them. Sit down.
And you came up with some journaling yourself, Mother?
Yeah. Remember we had talked about when that episode of What is Seeking You, the journal of manifesting. And manifestation is actually, there's a very scientific way to go about doing that manifestation. So for example, if you want to manifest anything that you can think of, writing it down, again, there's an intention behind it, writing it down, reading it a couple of times so that it starts to go into your consciousness that you're reading it. And then every day you make an intention of imagining or manifesting what it would be like if it already has come true. So yes, I did start the manifesting journal at that particular moment when we talked about that. So gratitude journal, which is very important now and very popular right now. What are 3 things that you can be grateful for in the morning and at night? Remember, your question was, what is the thought that, something about the thought when you go to sleep, right?
Thoughts do you allow yourself to go to sleep with?
To go to sleep. Right. So if instead of being very negative about things, this happened today and I'm so angry and frustrated, if we can just
or worrying about something, taking your worries to your bed, right?
If we just said, it was a good morning. The sun was shining today. I'm grateful for the sun shining. I'm grateful for the bed that I have to sleep in. I'm grateful for the warmth. 3 things, nothing else. Gratitude journal writing down can be very helpful.
I created my own journals. One is a storm journal. Write all your storms down and close it, right? And then a possibility journal, because we don't allow ourselves to give ourselves wings to dream high. right? Like we said, we have a container and we put a cap on it, like a glass ceiling, that we cannot allow ourselves to think higher than that.
Beyond that.
So the question is, why not, right?
Exactly.
And then a simple thought journal where any fleeting thought comes your way, and then you can go back few weeks, few days, and see what are the patterns that are coming out of it.
Coming out of it. The stream of consciousness journal, for example. Remember that exercise we all had done with your cousin who had started the visual, the art of painting?
Right.
A form of journaling. Because we're expressing ourselves in that.
Yeah.
Very true. So visual journal is also there.
A visual journal, yes. Do we have a topic for next time, or are we recapping this?
Let's recap this, and then Aisha, you want to start with your quote, and then we'll recap this, and
yes,
tell us the next topic.
So the quote is by a French psychologist,
Emile Coué.
Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. क्या आपके दिल में जगह है?
So jagah hai, we need to explain that. Jagah means space in Urdu, and jagah hai is a question you're asking. Do you have space in yourself to become better? Right? So we're talking about having space, and in that sense, almost like the whole concept of the container, where you have the space to accept the abundance that is all the possibilities in the world, right? Whatever you desire, whatever you desire. And everybody would have a different desire. So we are talking about, do we have the space in ourselves to even accept the possibilities? Because even if they come your way, you might not even be ready to accept them. Right. And so many opportunities, and I'm sure possibilities have passed us by. And either maybe we did never recognize them.
Yeah.
And if they did come to us, we were unable to keep them because we didn't have the right space for it, not physical, the capacity. Right. And the other thing I think we will do next time, where Aisha mentioned jagah hai. Right? It's about expansion and about your container. And do you have an upper limit to your container, or you not, or can you increase that? So jagah means space. So we are going to do a segment on jagah hai, right? And it'll be more a fun segment for ourselves. And I don't know where it's going to head. Maybe I don't know what we'll do about it, but I think it's a good thought.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So just to cap it all, I'm just going to put the question to all of us, self-reflection and the importance of self-reflection for ourselves in our lives. And maybe we'll retouch upon it at some point to come back to it.
Yes.
Are we open to a new way of thinking for ourselves?
Correct.
Yes. Do we have that jagah in our lives, right? That space in our life.
Created that space within ourselves.
Have we created that space? And if not, then what do we need to do for that?
And what do we need to do to allow that?
To expand our container or expand our space.
Our space.
Of all possibilities.
Possibility.
All right.
I like that term. All right.
Okay.
All possibilities exist.
All possibilities exist.
We are Unapologetically Desi Podcast. Please subscribe, tap that button, and I hope we will see you soon in our next podcast.
No negative thought. This was for the positive.
Or everything positive.
Okay.
Right.
Or everything. Bye from Ghazala.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Aisha. Bye, Ghazala. Good night.
Bye. Good night.